Rolling Tin Fist.
Hello, man. Since my last video, I have had a kid. I've also had to bury a kid. In addition to that, I finally got around to a vasectomy and just got it done this morning. And it's been quite a whirlwind. Quite a whirlwind because I had wanted to get a vasectomy even before we knew we were having a surprise third kid, and after that, during the pregnancy, had decided already to, for sure, schedule the vasectomy. So did the consultation and all of that. And then, unfortunately, our kid passed away in between the time of the consultation and finally getting it done. But due to the complications involved with my wife and the kid, decided to just go through with the vasectomy anyway. On one hand, even before anything was brought to our attention about actual real life complications with the pregnancy, and thereafter definitely knew there would be no more kids. And we were definitely sure. I was definitely sure. My wife had her doubts, but for some practical reasons, being obviously the risk of being pregnant at middle age, and obviously the cost and the energy that comes with having a child late in life. Not the end of the world, people do it, but one of the considerations. But going through the actual complications of pregnancy and later delivery, it was certain that we did not want to take this road again. So that kind of added weight to the decision to have the vasectomy. What I wanted to talk about as a result of this is that Human and Stardusk did a video a couple of weeks ago, and they broached the subject of, having kids, not having kids, and talk about some very interesting points there. And I think that's actually one of the best type of those videos I've listened to in a while. It's probably a half hour or something, but it had some pretty important information. I'm not going to go into or repeat anything from that video per se, and I will put a link in the description. But one point that Stardusk did make that I want to just reiterate, because I think it's an important point that doesn't get us a lot of airplay, and that is really the decision to have children. Now, a lot of videos and, Mgtow text, you'll hear, don't get married, don't have children. What I want to highlight out of that Human/Stardust video is that there are some people that it's really important to them to procreate, to have children. And if that's you, you do you. Okay? If you just know that it's deeply important to you, that it's one of the important things you want to do with your life, even if you don't want a girlfriend, even if you don't want to get married, at least acknowledge that and be honest with yourself. You certainly don't have to go on top of a mountaintop and say, hey, I want to be a dad. But you have, to me, that's part of going your way as well. The decision to do what you decide you want to do with your life. Again, all this seems obvious and basic, but I think it's an important point to make, because in some comments, a lot of times, obviously have people's opinion about not having kids and not getting married, and all the reasons for that. But let's be clear, having children and getting married are mutually exclusive. They are two separate things. Do they come together a lot of times? Certainly. But let's be clear, they're two separate things. Having a child and getting married are two very different things. Again, they happen to come together sometimes, if not a lot of times, but they're two very separate, different things. There are plenty of men I know that are clearly going their way that enjoy fatherhood, right? Even if it's not their kid. So if it's something you really want to do, you've given it some thought, and that's really, really, really important to you, you do that. Obviously, plan accordingly, do your research as in all things. And then there are ways to do that. There are ways to do that without getting married. But it's important that you're honest with yourself about that's what you want out of life and pursue that. And on the flip side, if you know, hey, I don't really want to be a dad, that's okay too. I don't believe in shaming in either direction. I don't believe you should be shamed if you want to be a parent, and that's important to you as a man, even if you don't want to get married. And at the same time, if you say, "Look, I don't want to have kids," you shouldn't be shamed either. For me personally, it was always, 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 since I was a kid, very important for me to be a dad. Very important. I knew it was something I wanted to do, even if I even got to a part of my life where, I had the opportunity to go my own way before there was any such thing. And I did that for about 6, 7 years. Eventually I did, get married and have kids. And I have no regrets about having kids. I love it. I still do love it. I've had my own kids. I've been a mentor to other kids. I've been a adoptive dad to other kids. It's something I personally enjoy that was deeply important to me. But I know not everybody's like me, nor should they be. But there's no shame in that. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys as I hear from my snip. And, in all things, continue to go your own way. Peace.